Okay, where to start? This video is going to be me sitting here talking, giving you a bit of an update and explaining what's going on. I've had a fair bit go on the last 5 to 6 weeks, mostly in relation to my car. But behind me I have a brand new Navara. I'll get to what it is in a minute. But why do I have a new one? Well, my old one got stolen. Got stolen out the front of my girlfriend's house in Port Macquarie. Parked out the front of a house like I always do. It's on a bit of a main road, and I woke up in the morning and it was gone. Called police, called insurance, put some things on Instagram and Facebook, and it was found later that day out the local state forest. Looks like maybe some kids, someone's got it, taken it for a joyride. I think they got a hold of the spare key. The spare key was lost near the car, we think, or they've got past the engine immobilizer. I'm not sure. I never really found out exactly what happened, but I don't have the spare key anymore, so my guess is that's how they've got it. So a bit of a stuff up there on my part. So I was found out the local state forest, down over a bank, and it's sent into the trees. Pretty beaten up. I wasn't sure whether it was going to be a write-off at the time or not. I was kind of hoping it was, given that it had been taken and thrashed and who knows what they've done of it. So it ended up, it was a write-off. So hence why I have a new Navara. The old one was written off. Now, in relation to stuff, I didn't have a heap of stuff in it at the time, thankfully. It spent like the last week being serviced. I just spent about $1,500 on it, which is bad timing. It would have been better if they did it a week before that. I just had like a front axle done, some work in the gear stick. I had a major service, all the oils, diff oils, everything. I had some new breathers put on it. I had some new intercooler piping put on it. So, and then wasted all that money and then it's gone. And anyways, now the whole thing ended up being a bit of an ordeal. It took insurance 10 days to get out of there because of the position it was in. It was up on a ridgeline 4-wheel drive track and then down over a bank. They couldn't get like a strong enough truck or vehicle up there that had the pulling power to get it up, out, like from up down over the bank. Eventually, and they couldn't find someone in the area to do it. They eventually found someone. I went out with him, we went through it all, and then they found a 4-wheel drive tractor. They drove a 4-wheel drive tractor up there that had a big winch on it and dragged or winched it up out of there. Then it had to be assessed, then it had to be investigated because it's a theft claim, all the different things. Finally, all went through and got the payout, and then I was able to organise the new vehicle. Now, a few things were stolen out of it. As I said, I thankfully didn't have like as much gear as I normally do, and I still have my fridge and my blue boxes. I did have some things taken out of the car, you know, some tools, a bit of 4-wheel drive gear, radios, a few different bits and pieces, but nothing major. The biggest loss, I guess, was all the mods. Insurance takes all them, so once they write your vehicle off, everything that is on your vehicle and the vehicle is theirs. So, you know, like my new tyres, the rims, the rock sliders, the bull bar, the winch, the lights, the roof rack, the snorkel, the new intercooler piping, all that's all gone. That's probably the worst part of it. You can buy it back off them, but I didn't worry about it. I thought I'd just start again. With insurance, my last car wasn't agreed value. I'll just tell you all the figures because when I put it up on Instagram, everyone wanted to know anyway. So my last one was an agreed value of $34,500, I think it was, which covered the car, covered a few of the mods, but I had about 15 grand worth of mods on there. Unfortunately, it didn't cover them all. That was the highest I could insure it for at the time. But that was enough to pay off my old finance and then buy the new one. The new Navara, which I'll go through that in a sec, was $44,000. So I put 14. So once I paid my old Navara off, I had like 22 grand. I put 14 grand onto the new Navara, so I had I've now got a 30 grand loan. So I got a much bigger loan, but you know, a new car, so it kind of balances out, I guess. 30 grand loan, and then I've got, you know, that 8 grand or so left for mods, which is definitely not enough to get it back to where it was, but I've thankfully had some sponsorships come through, which has saved me big time there. I'll go through that a bit later on. Now, the new Navara, pretty awesome actually. I've kind of moved past everything that happened and I'm psyched on the new one now. What is it? What's different? Well, it's 2019 ST Series 4 D23. They're a 2.3 litre twin turbo diesel. Coil springs all around. independent front suspension and solid rear axle. I think that's the main things covered. It's a manual, 6-speed manual. That's sort of your main things there. Now what's different about it, first thing, big thing, it has a rear locker. Everyone's going to love that one. It has a rear locker and is also a twin turbo compared to the old one, which is a single turbo. It's going to have a little bit more power. A lot more modern inside, like new seats, new steering wheel, new everything in front of your dash there. Sound system, media system is a lot updated, so it has now got a big touchscreen there, which is Apple and Android CarPlay. So you got like your Google Maps on there. You can plug your phone in, bring your apps up, all those different things. So, you know, a lot more modern, a lot nicer, a few different things there. In the mechanically, they've changed the suspension, so the suspension is different to my old one. That's a little bit upgraded. In the engine bay, they've changed some of the crappy intercooler piping. Some is still there, I'm going to have to change myself, but they've changed a little bit of it. They've also relocated the boost solenoid. They've moved it up higher. Too many people are having problems with getting water and mud in the boost solenoid and then letting go and then the car going into limp mode. Now, why did I go another Navara? Well, firstly, Nissan are doing 1% finance at the moment. So that $30,000 loan I've got on this car, I was able to get on 1% finance. And that is 1% over the full term of the loan, and there is no fees or anything else. So the only thing is you can only do it for 3 years, but the 1% lasts through that 3 years. Now over the 3 years, I think I'm only paying like you know, $600-700 interest over 3 years, so that saved me big time there because I'm able to keep the loan and repayments down. Other reason I've gone looks, I do like the look of the Navara, just a personal preference. I like them, I like how they look. They're probably my favourite looking ute. Coil springs all around in the rear coil springs, more suspension, travel and flex, and smoother ride. I do really like that coil rear. And the price, this one was $44,000, which is cheaper than like your Isuzu, Hilux, Ranger, all of them. So cheaper price. Last one proved itself. We all saw that absolute hell I gave the last one, and I never managed to break that thing or smash it to pieces off-road. It brought me home every single time, except for the one time I actually drowned it when I first got it, when the snorkel wasn't sealed properly. But other than that, got me home every single time. I never broke a driveline part when I was off-roading. And stick with what I love. I love this. I love the one I had before. As I said, it was a great car, so I'm more than happy to go another one. Why did I get a brand new car instead of like a second-hand one? Well, fresh slate. So we've got a brand new everything, so we can just start how I want it from scratch. You know, do it up exactly how I want, and I know everything's new and mechanically sound and working, unless I bought a lemon. Hopefully this one is as good as the last one. People, you seem to have you seem to have the odd bad car in any brand. Like, you know, I've heard terrible stories of these navs, but there's no brand that I haven't heard a terrible story about. Just you get unlucky. Hopefully I've got another good one. New car's reliable, as I said, everything's mechanically sound. You got new everything, nothing's worn out. Modified how I want. I can do this thing up exactly how I want to suit my needs, and it's got 0 kilometers on it, so I know I'm going to get a long life out of it. Modern comforts, I do like the modern comforts of a modern car, you know, like your sound system, your comfy seats, not too noisy inside the car, you know, everything's like all the inside trimmings and that, they're all just nice to drive. I do like that compared to like say an older Patrol or Land Cruiser or something. And the other thing was ease of buying, so you know, it's easy to go down to your dealer, you know, I think I got a reasonable price on it, and that 1% finance compared to spending who knows how long trying to locate a good second-hand vehicle for my needs. This one is a manual. I got a manual over an automatic. Why did I get a manual? Well, it's a lot to do with personal preference. I just prefer driving a manual over an automatic. I like changing the gears, knowing what gear I'm in and knowing what's going on. I like that I can choose my gear and the car will stay in it through a variety of rev range compared to an automatic, which is just always shuffling through your gears. And I find that with modern automatics, they try and get to the highest gear as quick as they can, and then they just sit in a low rev range, and as soon as you want any power, put your foot down, it's just ripping back gears, trying to get that speed up again. I don't know, like I just I just don't like automatics at this stage. I prefer manuals. A bit more of, I guess, a bit more fun and challenging to drive when you're off-roading. And engine compression, so they have better, in my experience, manuals have better engine compression on downhills. I know when I'm out with Dad in the MUX, he's braking a lot more than me. And also, even going up hills, because the clutch has to stay engaged, or however it works, I don't know. The car, when when you're crawling through your low range, automatics are good because you can go as slow as you want, but manuals give you that little bit of push, which I find normally helps. Just kind of keeps that car pushing along that bit. It's actually Sunday afternoon now, I'm running out of time. I'm starting the build on this first thing tomorrow morning. I've only had this car 5 days and we're already into the build. We're starting it. I've got a couple of big days that the mechanics lined up. I'm going to start building it now. I am going to film the whole process, so I'm going to do a bit of a build series. I'm still trying to work out how I'm going to do all this, whether I do step by step or a bit of an overview. I go through, each part I got, why I chose it, why I did it, how it works, a bit of installing it. I'll be doing it with I'm doing it at my local four-wheel drive shop and at my local mechanic, so I'll be at a couple different places. They're happy to have me there, film the whole thing. That way you guys can see it as well. Hopefully, we can make a little bit of a good series out of it, but it'll be new to me, so I have to see how I go. Now, what mods am I doing? Obviously, when I do the build series, I'll run through all of them in detail, but a very quick run through. I've got a bit of a list here of stuff I'm going to be doing. Now, I've got a lot of stuff already here or on its way. I'm still organising bits and pieces. It's been a very busy few weeks trying to organise everything. Trying to organise all this so I can get back on the tracks, get filming, keep camping and four-wheel driving, what I love. Now, I'm not going to do it in this exact order because I've just had literally parts coming at me from all directions, so I'm just getting them all on because they're all going to be done over the next month. So order isn't as important because they're all just going on in a similar time frame anyway. First, with a new car, so this is for a new modern diesel. If you're going to take it forward driving, the first 4 things I would do would be catch can, fuel filter, your transfer case, gearbox and diff breathers, and a snorkel. Now I'm getting a stainless snorkel and an airbox to go with this as well. The new airbox, aftermarket airbox, will have better airflow, K&N filter and more water and dust sealed. So that's what I'm going to start with, engine protection. And then I'll move on to a bit of then move on to all your bar work. So I'm going to get some rock sliders, some underbody bash plates, bull bar and winch, lights, UHF radio. I'm going to get a rear bar this time so I don't smash that rear tub to pieces. Then I'll be doing all the suspension, 40mm Ironman lift, and I'm also going to get some new upper control arms, bushes, sway bar equipment, all different things there. So I'm really going to go to town this time. And as I said, a lot of this to do is with sponsorships. I'll go through who's helping with the build in a sec. After suspension, I'll get the new tyres, and I'm actually going to go up a tyre size. I'm going to go 285/75 on a 16-inch rim. So they're a little bit under 33. Before I was about 32, so I'm going up a size. What else? Recovery points. I'm going to get some proper recovery points straight up. I will do the intercooler piping at some stage. Need to do a dual battery system, roof rack, awning, possibly do an exhaust, but this has a diesel particulate filter, DPFs, that kind of messes with the whole exhaust thing. A lot of people do remove the DPFs, but it's highly illegal, and if you get caught, big fines and your car's off the road. And obviously DPFs are to stop emissions and protect the environment. Now this whole thing's just been absolutely exhausting and a big ordeal, stressful, tiring, trying to deal with car getting stolen, insurance, the new buy, trying to organise sponsorships. If I wasn't able to organise sponsorships, I would have been screwed. I could have bought the new car, but trying to afford all the mods to get it going again how I want just would have been a no-go. So I've had Ironman come on board. Ironman are doing a heap of gear. They're probably the biggest sponsor of the build. They're doing the bull bar, winch, suspension, rear bar, lights, a few different things there. I've got a fabrication guy in Newcastle. He's going to do the rock sliders and the intercooler piping. Platinum Mechanical and Suspension in Queensland are doing the stainless snorkel and airbox. Fulcrum Suspension are doing those like upper control arms and sway bars and things like that. Oricom are doing the UHF equipment. I think that's it for the moment, and then everything else. So my big costs to start with are going to be the rims and tyres, the dual battery system, and the roof rack. I have had a guy offer to help with the dual battery system, but he's down in Victoria and I'm in New South Wales. That's a little bit difficult. But yeah, it was definitely devastating and sad to lose the old one. We had so many good times in that thing. Pretty upsetting at first, then trying to deal with everything, but I've definitely got over that hurdle now and focusing on the new build and excited for everything to come. I'm going to have a brand new Navara. I'm going to have it done up better than the old one, more capable. So I'm keen to get this thing on the road, camping, and off to some more trips. I thought I'd better take this thing up at least one track before I go tear it to bits tomorrow, so I'm going to take this stock nav up this hill in front of me. It's actually a pretty interesting hill. I'm a little bit nervous, but it'll be good to see how this vehicle goes might be our first chance to try that rear locker. I don't know, that was a little bit terrifying. I put the rear locker in, but I don't know if it was doing anything. I got stuck on that bit there. I got out of the car so carefully, then I was like, please don't have damaged anything on those ruts. Get this last little bit here. There's the difference of that rear locker. The last thing I'll go through, as I said, if anyone wants some extra questions me to answer on this video off Instagram, I'll just quickly, I won't go through them all, there's quite a few here, but I'll just go through a couple. Does the new Nav have lockers? Yes, has a rear one. I'll probably do a front one eventually, but that's not anything for the moment. Am I going to do a canopy? I'm not going to do a canopy. Just not really a fan of canopies. I don't know. It may happen. Probably not. More likely, probably going to do a tray. Get a tray built. Do a full proper tray rear camping setup. That'd be sick. But that'll be down the track. I can't afford that at the moment. Got to get everything else done first. For the moment, I'll just stick with the open tub. Put a couple of boxes and the fridge and that in there. Why are you getting 33s and 40mm lift rather than big lift and 35s? Well, that's all I need. 33s and 40mm lift, that keeps it all within reason and legal in relation to police, defects and insurance, and a lot less likely to break things on 33s and small lift rather than big lift and 35s. You know, it's not really like what I'm more like. I do go hard on the tracks, but I'd still call myself more touring style, I guess. You know, like low range touring. not just dirt roads. But I'm not out trying to conquer every tough track. You know, I want those big trips into the high country, up to Fraser Island. It's not really suitable on 35s and big lift. With 35s and big lifts, it's a lot more expensive to get done, more likely to break things, risk getting defected, can't get insurance, very hard to get insurance. If you want to do it properly, you have to get it engineered, which is another big cost. It's just not worth it. There's just no point for me. Why stick with a ute and not a wagon? Ute I could get new, like in a Navara. There's not really any wagon version of Navara. I wanted one of these, and I like the look of a ute over a wagon, and it just like looks. I like the fact you can just chuck all your gear in the back. There's plenty of storage room there, and a bit easier to protect. I think the rear end's the most vulnerable on a four-wheel drive wagon. I just reckon I'd smash the rear end to pieces. With a tub, if you smash around a bit, it's not as important, and I'll hopefully have a tray, which will be, that's a bit tougher anyway. Did you find it, or did someone else? Someone else found it. Police called me and told me where it was. I went out there and had a look, and then started organising insurance. Did they steal anything? As I said, not a heap. I was pretty lucky I didn't have heaps in it, and then the stuff I did have in it, they didn't take it all. They took, tools, four-wheel drive equipment, radios, a few different bits and pieces. Are you going to put a 3-inch exhaust on? Yeah, I hope we try and do an exhaust. Just got that whole DPF drama, which kind of, I don't know, some people say it's a waste of time putting exhaust on with DPF. Some say it's still worth it. I don't know yet. How long till you start the mods? Tomorrow, only about 5 days old. Well, the first trip will be a couple of questions about trips. Look, don't know yet. Definitely do a few local ones through New South Wales. Aiming for a big trip to Tassie in January. That's going to be my next big trip, hopefully. But I'm also, with a new 4-wheel drive, I will be keen for some big trips in the early days. Maybe like the Simpson Desert or Cape next year. Are you going to keep this one scratch free? No, definitely not. I'll be scratching the hell out of it. Hopefully I won't dent it though. And also white scratches won't show up as much, which will be good. So yeah, we'll scratch it. Probably stress me out first few times out bush, but still going to go it. Any dramas of insurance? Actually, insurance was NRMA, for anyone wondering. Insurance was NRMA. They came through all good. It was a little bit of a slow process. Wasn't really their fault. It was just we had dramas getting it out. That was probably the biggest hold up. Anything they did to the Nav 1 that you won't do to the Nav 2? Well, definitely get like oil catch can, a fuel filter, which I didn't have on the first one, and just like some extra things like some proper UHF radio communications, lights, things like that. Why manual? We went through that. Did you keep the new tyres off the old car? No, I lost my new tyres. Annoying. That was another new thing I just lost. Just got bloody new tyres for it. I lost all those mods. Why not 79 series? I can't afford that. Did they catch the people who did it? No, they never found out who did it. What could you potentially do differently to prevent the theft? Well, don't lose my spare key if that's what happened. I don't know that, but that is what I think may have happened. Someone suggested to me the other day inbuilt flamethrower, so we might give that a go. But yeah, alright, that's about it. Hopefully this wasn't too boring, but it was kind of important to update everyone on what happened. I know people are interested in the story, but it's just me sitting here talking. But pumped for tomorrow, off to the mechanics, get this thing going, and we'll be back on the trips.